the Arcturian Council, the rest of the ride to the fifth dimension. We are here for you. We are the creators. We are a 12th dimensional collective of non-physical beings, and we are here to help. We notice when you are struggling there on Earth with a particular subject, a topic that seems to haunt you in your day-to-day lives. And we know that you probably notice them as well, and you call them your issues. You say you are struggling with a particular issue, and it is true that you chose to explore certain themes within your life, certain themes that would challenge you to grow. So, the first thing you want to do when you recognize that you have one of these challenges is to not feel that there is something wrong with you or that you have been doing something wrong because you have that particular challenge. The more challenges you have, the more challenges you've taken on, and the more challenges you've taken on, the more of a master you know yourself to truly be. And therefore, the person who has the most challenges is there on Earth at this time to know themselves as the master that they truly are. You can release all judgment of yourself and of others for having these issues that you've struggled with. That is a good first step to take. Acceptance will allow you to then see it for what it really is. It's an opportunity for you to go beyond where you have ever been able to go before. And whether you know it or not, your lives are largely about that. Sure, you can experience joy and pleasure and bliss and creativity and love and excitement and all the other things that you are going to experience. But in your pursuit of those things, you will often find yourselves face to face with the theme that you chose to explore in a challenging way. What that means is, no matter where you are on your path right now, it is perfect. You haven't screwed up. You haven't gone far off of your path. And when you recognize that changing the way you are looking at the issue or challenge itself is the way to get through it, that's when you know you are on your way to being beyond it. In other words, you will get past this particular challenge. It does not have to stay with you for the entirety of your life. You will in fact move on to different challenges as you progress. That is as it is supposed to be. When you surrender to the challenge itself and you recognize that there are solutions to every problem, you are taking yet another step towards moving beyond the issue. When you step back from it completely and you recognize who you really are as a being of source energy, then it becomes possible for you to let in one of the many possible solutions that are available to you at all times. Remember that when you are struggling the next time with one of your core issues, you can always let go of the struggle and step away from it. You can always step back and recognize who you really are, take a few deep breaths, and decide that tackling this challenge yet again can be fun for the very first time. And it can be fun because you are deciding that it can be fun. You are the creator of this game, and you are the one who knows best how to play it. Play is the important word in that statement. That's how you make your life experience fun. When you see it as a game and you realize that you are meant to play it, then you can let go of all of your serious thoughts and you can begin to enjoy your ride that you are on to the fifth dimension. We have so much to offer you in so much of your time, because we are aware that the amount of time that you have before you complete the shift in consciousness is long enough to get a lot done. You sometimes think in very linear and third-dimensional terms when it comes to time, and you think about how much time it's going to take to build this or repair that. You look around in nature, even in nature, and you see how long it takes for things to grow, and you may think that spiritually speaking, that must also be the case. When it comes to spiritual evolution, everything can change in a heartbeat, and we know that we have an enormous amount of time to work within when it comes to all of you and your spiritual evolution. That is what we are interested in, by the way, because it is what we know to be true. We know that your spiritual evolution will take you to the next level of your consciousness, which is the fifth dimension, and we know that by helping you energetically and by giving you different ways of looking at your lives and at others, we accelerate what is a very natural phenomenon. Your spiritual evolution happens. It just is. But those of us from the higher realms who want to help you really want to help you, and we want to help you because we want you to have the best possible experience of life there on planet Earth as it is right now. And as we work with you and we get your feedback on how things are going there, we recalibrate the energies and we make shifts in our focus. One thing that we know everyone there could use a bit more of is patience. We also know that you need to have acceptance and you need to develop faith through trust. And when you have all of those elements, it is like fertilizing the soil. It is like giving yourselves the most appropriate amount of water and sunlight. You have experiences there that serve you 100% of the time. And when you see every experience in that way, you also take the evolution, you take the growth opportunity that is right there in front of you. We encourage you to see yourselves as the ones who are tapped in enough to lead the way for the rest of humanity. And we just want you to know that the energies that we are sending you right now are energies of timelessness. They are about taking you out of the trap of linear time, and they are about taking you away from worry and fear when it comes to clocks and calendars. You may think that you only have so much time to get something done in, and you may also think that you don't have enough time to get something done. And we want to help you release those ideas so that you can also understand that everything can change in a heartbeat. And it often does, because you are jumping timelines so frequently and with better and better precision, you don't have to worry about things like linear time anymore. And when you break free from that fourth dimension of time, you slip right into the fifth dimension where you are timeless and where everything is happening instantaneously. Remember that you are there to shift, and one of the ways that you shift is in your perception. And as you shift in your perception of time, truly anything is possible, including the awakening of billions of people in a very short amount of your linear time. Let all of that sink in, and let yourselves relax into this moment that is the eternal now. We are willing to take you as far as you want to go. We are happy to guide you into the light and to hold your hands as we do so. This is what we exist for. This type of communication is something that is a long time coming for humanity from us. We are very, very happy to be of service, because from where we are right now, there is very little to do but to be of service. We know that you have very busy lives, and you are often told that you must be productive. We want you to know that from our perspective, you are very productive indeed. What you produce are creations that have yet to manifest in the physical reality, because many of you are ahead of your time. You went there to awaken first, and then to patiently await the awakening experiences of the rest of humankind. And in the interim, you are creating so much for your fellow humans. You are creating paths to their awakening experiences. You are creating templates for them to learn from. You are creating healing modalities, books, and courses. You are very eager to have more amongst you. Those of you who are fortunate enough to be awake, of course, chose to have that opportunity, but you also followed through when you felt called to move in this direction. And now you are the ones to receive downloads from the ascended masters and to anchor in those energies. You are meant to be masters, but not in an egotistical way, not in a way that separates you from anyone else. You just get to experience the joy of spreading joy and love and peace around, and they all get to experience the joy of receiving from those who can guide them in the physical. From where you are, receiving guidance from the non-physical just makes more sense. You are ready for these energies. You are ready for more light and love to flow through you. And all of that is because you have taken such beautiful care of yourselves, your bodies, and your minds. Get ready for another influx of energies from us, the Ascended Masters, because we can feel how many of you are ready and how many of you are interested in walking as ascended masters through the remainder of your journey to the fifth dimension. This is a wonderful time for you all to be incarnate there on Earth, and we do hope you see it that way. Truly, there has never been an easy time to be incarnate for some, and you have all lived those lifetimes of comfort and privilege. But you do benefit from all of the challenges you've faced, all of the lack that you've experienced, all of the heartbreak you've suffered, and you are taking all of that and turning it into the wisdom of the modern-day ascended masters. When you take into consideration that there is so much that you do not know and that you cannot know at this point in your life, why would you ever get attached to something being an absolute truth? In other words, you may think you know something without a shadow of a doubt, and you may live entire portions of your life based on that belief. But wouldn't it be much easier for you all to recognize that you just don't have all the facts in front of you, and the last thing you want to do is start making assumptions that don't feel good when you make them? For example, let's say you notice someone looking at you, a stranger perhaps, and you start making assumptions about why they're looking at you and what they are thinking, and all those assumptions are not good feeling to you. So why would you make them? And why would you then tell yourself a story about that person and how judgmental they are, when you don't even know for a fact that they were looking at you, and you certainly don't know what they were thinking? They may have been looking at something that was behind you. They may have been lost in thought. And so, we invite you to examine your beliefs, your expectations, and your assumptions, and hold only eternal truths to be true. Here are the eternal truths. We are all one. We are all source, and source is love. Therefore, we are love. Everything is comprised of love, and we are all going home to love. Anything else you are entertaining is just a belief. Now, the good thing about beliefs is that you can trade them in. You can start activating a belief that you want to activate right now. Here's one. I am worthy of receiving all that I have asked for in this lifetime. Here's another one. I am a creator being, and I am creating my reality in every moment of every day. Here's another one. I know that I have gifts inside of me that I have yet to discover, and I am excited to find out what they are. Now, if we take that last statement, you can start to see how the mind would get a hold of that and start asking questions like, what are the gifts? When are they coming? And how will I receive them? But if you recognize that you don't need to know what you don't need to know, and you accept the not knowing, you can live more happily ever after in the now moment, because then you're not telling yourself a new story about what you have to do to access those gifts and abilities. It's very enlightening to not know and to go on this journey without having to know every step along the way and how you will take it and who will be by your side. You knew some of those things coming into this lifetime, and then you decided to go through the veil of forgetfulness. And it was a good decision, because you get to experience surprise. You get to experience wonder. You get to experience anticipation. And those are wonderful experiences that you get to have while you are still fourth dimensional. We are here to tell you that you are having one last go-round in the fourth dimension right now, and you might as well enjoy the ride a bit more, instead of constantly focusing on whether something will happen and when it will happen if it does. Trust, let go, and have faith, because you are always on the right path, because all paths lead home to love. And how could you, a being of pure love, ever miss the mark?